Good
Now
morning,
the
students.
next question is, which is also
We are
the
doing
last
question answer
of the
of
exercise
lesson 2,
A.
microorganisms.
Question number
We
8
have
is
done
describe the
exercise
different
A
methods of
answer
food
in detail.
preservation.
Question number 1, 2, 3, 4
So children, we
and
must
5
know
we
what
have
is food
done. Today we
preservation.
will do question number 6, 7
The
and
process
8.
by which
You have
spoilage
to
of
draw the
food
diagrams
is
also
prevented is known
in
as
these
food
questions.
preservation.
Children, I
Food
think
is
you must
spoiled
have
by the
done
microorganisms.
questions 1, 2,
we
3,
can
4 and 5.
prevent
You
the
must have
spoilage of
completed your
food by the
work
microorganisms
and so
through
you will continue that work
various
from
methods
question number
of
6 onwards.
preservation. Methods of preservation of
today
food
we will
help
continue
to
with
kill the
answer number
microorganisms
6.
present in the food.
Question 6
Or
is how
they
do
may also
microbes
stop
enter
them
the
from
human
growing
body?
again. Methods of preservation to
children,
stop the growth of the
You all know that
microorganisms also.
microorganisms are found everywhere
So
in
there are
nature,
various
like in
methods
air,
of
water
food
and soil.
preservation. But we will list some of the
Microorganisms
methods
are also
of
present
food
on the
preservation
surface
here.
of objects and living
Here
organisms.
only we have to give the list of methods of food preservation.
Microorganisms are also present inside the bodies
Number
of
1 is
animals,
drying.
including
Drying
humans.
method is also known as
And
dehydration. What is
in dead
drying
and
or
decaying
dehydration?
organic matter.
Removal of water from
We
the
are
food
humans.
materials is called
Various
dehydration.
microorganisms are also present on
A
our
picture is
body
also drawn
and
here
also
of the food
inside our
items.
body.
You can also draw this picture in your
Microorganisms
notebook.
can survive in all types of environment,
The removal
ranging
of
from
water from
ice,
the food
cold
material is
climate to
called
hot
drying.
springs and dry
Drying
deserts to marshy places.
also prevents the
They
growth of
can
microorganisms. Now the food items like
grow
cereals,
and survive
pulses,
in all the
vegetables
types of environment.
and spices are dried in the sun.
So the answer for this question is microorganisms are capable of causing disease. So microorganisms are known as pathogens. So write the word pathogens in bracket. Usually enter our bodies through the mouth, eyes, nose or urogenital openings, or through wounds or bites that breach the skin barrier. You know children, if we have wound or bites, our skin gets abraded and it's get open for the entry of microorganisms also. Organisms can spread or can be transmitted by several routes inside the body. We will draw the diagram for this also, and we will see the different routes of entry of microorganisms inside the human body. Children, you all have done activities 2.1, 2.2 and 2.3 to see the presence of microorganisms in air, water and soil. So you know it very well that microorganisms are found in air, water and soil. Now let's move on to the diagram part of this question. Now children, this is the diagram which you have to draw in question number 6. This is a figure of a human body in which various routes are shown through which microorganisms can enter in the human body, like eyes, nose, mouth, contaminated syringe. If you are sick and you go to a doctor and then he gives you an injection, then the syringe must be sterilized, means free from microorganisms, and so sterilized syringes must be used. But if it is not sterilized, means it has so many microorganisms in it, so it can transmit the microorganisms into the human body. And next is urinary, reproductive and anal passages. These are also the important routes for the entry of microorganisms, and they may also cause infection in the respective area also and in all the parts of the body also. Next is insect bites. When an insect bites, our skin gets broken there and the skin gets open there, and then it allows a large of microorganisms to get inside the body. So we should be very careful about the insect bites also. We should take care that insect should not bite us also. We should be protected from the insects also. Next is scratches and abrasions. If there are scratches or any abrasions which are present in the body, they can also cause the entry of microorganisms inside the body. They also serve as a main route of entry of microorganisms in the body, and so the infection may occur due to scratches and abrasions also in that particular area also, and infection can also spread throughout the body also. Next is animal bites. Animal bites also opens the surface of the skin and give a passage to the microorganisms to get enter in the human body. So on the right hand side, all the means are given which opens or which lead to the broken skin, and in this way they give passage to the entry of microorganisms inside the human body. And last one is direct penetration. Some microorganisms may enter directly in the body through the openings of the body. So one more option is direct penetration inside the human body through the openings. Now children, moving on to the next question. How do you know that the food has been spoiled? Mention the indicators of spoilage of food. So children, we all know that if food is kept for a long period of time before it is eaten, it may get spoiled. Why does this happen? This may be because it is contaminated with the microorganisms. Maybe it is oxidized by air, or it is acted upon by bacteria, or it is decomposed by bacteria or fungi. Now the question arises, how do we know that the food is spoiled and unfit for consumption? We cannot eat that food. How can we know? So there are certain indicators or signs which tell us whether or not a given sample of food is spoiled or not. So if it is spoiled, it is not good for our consumption. Means eating. It is not good for eating. Now, so we will write the answer that signs of food spoilage may include an appearance different from the food in its fresh form. If a food item is not looking fresh, means it may be the spoiled food. So there may be a change in color, a change in texture, an unpleasant odor, or an undesirable taste may be there in that food item. So now we will write the answer. Signs of food spoilage may include an appearance different from the food in its fresh form, such as a change in color, a change in texture, an unpleasant odor, or an undesirable taste. The item may become softer than normal. If mold occurs, it is often visible externally on the item. You all know about the bread mold. If a bread gets spoiled, mold develops on the bread. Mold, what is mold? Mold is a type of fungal growth on the piece of bread. Now children, we also have to write about the indicators which tell us whether the particular food item is good or bad for our consumption. We can eat that food sample or not. So for this, we have to write. You have to start writing this from the next para. There are certain indicators that tell us whether or not a given sample of food is good or bad for consumption. Some of them are as follows. Number 1 is odor. Odor means smell. Spoiled food emits foul smell, resembling the smell of rotten eggs. Children, you must have encountered the smell of rotten eggs. So it is a very unpleasant smell. It is unbearable also for the people who don't eat eggs. So if the smell which is coming out from the food is resembling with the smell of rotten eggs, then we should understand that this food is the spoiled one. Second one is taste. Bad taste or soreness develops in spoiled food. For example, in milk, souring takes place due to the formation of lactic acid. If you keep the milk for a long period of time without boiling, then it develops a souring taste. So souring taste means it becomes sour. So if you taste something and it gives you a feeling of sourness, then it means the food is spoiled. Number 3 is color. Many food items show change in color. For example, the food may become blackish or greenish, like bread mold. The bread start becoming green in color. You are also familiar with the color changes in fruits like banana, mango, apple or papaya. If these fruits start getting spoiled, their color start changing. Many molds develop cottony thread-like structures on food items like bread mold on bread and blue and green molds on orange, lemon and cheese. Molds also developed on some of the food items like orange, lemon and cheese also. So children, be very careful while eating the food which is kept for a long period of time. Now the next question is, which is also the last question of the exercise A. Question number 8 is, describe the different methods of food preservation. So children, we must know what is food preservation. The process by which spoilage of food is prevented is known as food preservation. Food is spoiled by the microorganisms. So we can prevent the spoilage of food by the microorganisms through various methods of preservation. Methods of preservation of food help to kill the microorganisms present in the food, or they may also stop them from growing again. Methods of preservation stop the growth of the microorganisms also. So there are various methods of food preservation, but we will list some of the methods of food preservation here. Here only we have to give the list of methods of food preservation. Number 1 is drying. Drying method is also known as dehydration. What is drying or dehydration? Removal of water from the food materials is called dehydration. A picture is also drawn here of the food items. You can also draw this picture in your notebook. So children, what is your assignment for today? So your assignment for today is do all the questions answer in your notebook. I hope you must have understood the topic. Okay, thank you children.